I am determined to be rich.
The middle class is not for me.
I need news that cares about me.
And not news that's gonna scare me or make me mad at another people group.
I need news without politics.
And I want news that will point me to the money.
This is the news where it happens.
The moments that change the world.
These are the stories we need.
The info that we care about.
We only give you news
that puts money in your pocket.
And the news
that gives us an advantage.
This is the work that continues.
Who we are today.
And what we can become
tomorrow.
That's it.
This is where news without agendas can lead us.
Your wealth matters.
This is why more perspectives
make us stronger.
And how our mission can inspire
tomorrow.
This is journalism that helps the world we live in.
This
is
Mexit News.
Hey, everybody. What's up out there, fellow Connect? It's your girl, Queen Chi. And we are here with the Connect to give you real news for real people for right now. Give me one moment to get my fellow co-host, Deloris Williams, on here. Hey!
What's up? Great day, Queen. How are you?
I am well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Doing good. What's up, Connect?
What's up? Listen, we about to talk about some stuff today because there's a lot of things that are going on in the world, okay? And if you're not crazy, you're probably panicking a little bit on the inside. So we are here to settle your emotions, settle your mind, okay? Give you what you need so that you can make strategic decisions and moves in your finances, in your lives. So again, you're not out there, okay, begging for bread and fighting over cheese and stuff in them lines, okay? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Listen, I'm gonna share this video with y'all because our leader, Mr. ATS himself, Antonio T. Smith Jr., on MexitVerse.com has written an article that we're going to discuss. And y'all know what's going on with Putin and Russia and the Ukraine and him trying to take over the Ukraine and then eventually take over the world, you know, because those type of people, that's their end goal. They just want to take over the world. Too much pinky in the brain, okay? And he threatening bombs and nuclear attacks and all this stuff. And if you watch the news, which I don't, okay, because, you know, it's enough things for you to worry about. You don't got to watch all of that propagated stuff that make you be fearful so it could drive up prices. And, you know, it's all a conditioning thing. But we're not going to get that today, okay? We kind of prepare you so that you are a producer and not a consumer, okay?
Come on now. That's right.
But the strategy behind the news, okay, the other news, not this news, because we don't have no agenda other than to make you rich. But the strategy behind the other medias is to put you in a panic, to keep you in a state of follow, go over here, do this, do that, buy this, buy that, right? It's one of them, let me show you what this hand is doing so you're not focused on this hand. And this hand right here, you need to be watching because this hand be dick stuff.
Right.
Dick stuff, all right?
That's right.
While you over here focus on this. This ain't real. Not saying that they're not really at opposition and war, but there's a lot of other stuff that's happening behind the scenes, under the covers, all other stuff that's going on that don't have nothing to do with what they showing you in the news. But I digress. So just in case you are concerned about what you would actually do if a nuclear strike was to happen in your region of the world, in your country, in your state, your city, or whatever, we're going to get into it today, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and share this video with you guys so that you can see, because our leader actually is ex-military, okay? Now, we can't go into all the details because, you know, it's one of them. He don't even tell us for real because it's one of them secret ops. If I tell you I had to kill you type of stuff, so we don't ask because I ain't trying to die. You trying to die, Deloris? I ain't trying to die. So I just let him be great and keep all the secrets because I don't want the government to come after him or me, right? But he got some insights about different things because of his background. And so I'm going to go ahead and share on Mexit News the article that he has written about how to survive the first hour of a nuclear blast. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open this up so you guys can see. We ain't going to share all of it. It's 19 minutes and 5 seconds long. We're just going to dive into the first maybe 2 minutes of it to get you thinking.
Emergency alert. Ballistic missile threat inbound to Hawaii. Seek immediate shelter.
Emergency Management Agency flooded the cell phones of locals in Hawaii on January 13th, 2018. Those listening to the radio or watching TV were told,
If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building. Remain indoors well away from windows. If you are driving, pull safely to the side of the road and seek shelter in a building or lay on the floor.
Understandably, chaos ensued. There were reports of hotels evacuating residents, parents and children lying underneath mattresses in bathtubs, and people stuck in traffic abandoning their cars. Others ignored the advice to stay indoors and headed to the beach, worrying they could be trapped in a collapsing building, similar to 9/11. Yet, the seconds passed, and there was no missile, no explosion, no nuclear annihilation. 38 minutes after the initial emergency broadcast, the following message came through.
Emergency alert. There is no missile threat or danger to the state of Hawaii. Repeat, false alarm.
The whole thing had been a mistake. Someone had selected the wrong option during a routine check, turning a test scenario into a live scenario. But what if the alert was real? The situation has played out in TV and movies for years, but what would it actually be like? And what should you really do? Will a nuke automatically obliterate your entire city? Will the flash incinerate your retinas? Where is the safest place to hide? Or should you simply... I'm...
So let's get into it, right? So what would you do? What would you do if a nuclear threat, if that alarm started going off where you live, that's saying take cover or go indoors, hide under the whatever, right? It's different different instructions is what I'm looking for, depending on where you are, I guess, right? Because we all have our fire drills and our tornado drills and all these other things that we have. But do you really know what you would do or what you're supposed to do in case of a nuclear attack? Deloris, I'm gonna ask, do you know what you're supposed to do in the case of a nuclear attack? Do you have any idea?
No, but you're going to share some insight. I would preferably be in a safe place for one. Call around to my family, friends, make sure everybody's okay. Of course, do the basic things, get your water and all that good stuff that you need for the house, because you may not be going anywhere no time soon. And just keep everybody informed and have a line of communication open, so you know what's going on.
Absolutely. Well, if hopefully you are in the thought process that you need to be prepared, right? Mm-hmm. At all times, so you don't have to get prepared. As we've seen different things happen from the time of COVID-19 coming upon us unto current times, you don't know when you're going to go into lockdown. You don't know when different things are going to occur. So hopefully you are staying at least with your basic survival things like water and canned goods and different things like that you can live off of for some time, that you have those continually stocked up, that you don't just run to the grocery store when they're broadcasting over the news or wherever that different things are happening where you live, that you stay prepared so that you don't have to get prepared. That's right. Always a dangerous situation to be in. It's nothing like going to the stores and the shelves are barren because you got there too late, right? Mm-hmm. You wasn't aware of what was going on because you're like me, you don't watch the news or whatever. So staying prepared to make sure that your family is protected at all times is the thing to do. And if you haven't been doing that, start, right? Because again, we don't want you out there on these lines about to kill somebody over a piece of bread, okay? I don't want you in that situation. I don't. Okay. And you don't want yourself in that situation. So if the alarms start blazing where you are and it says nuclear bomb or missile threat, one of the first things you should do is to get safely inside of a strong building. You want to move towards its center, away from windows and doors and exterior walls to best protect yourself. Kind of like if you're in a hurricane or tornado, right? It tells you to move to the center of the building. You want to be in the most reinforced parts of the building or the structure, right? Because winds whipping around or whatever, or stuff being, hit, is going to strip away the most vulnerable parts of where you are potentially. So you want to be in a reinforced place. You want to avoid radioactive fallout that arrives minutes later by staying indoors. And ideally, if you can go below ground. So if there's a basement, right, or some people still have bomb shelters, bomb shelter that you have or your family have, or, you are close to nature and you dug a hole, or you got some type of safety panic room, different things, different options out there. You want to go into, again, reinforced places that are ideally, again, underground. That's the best place. Below ground, such as the places I just named, because they are more secure and less exposure for you and your loved ones. So let's talk about it second by second, moment by moment, sort of what you could do. So in the first 15 seconds, right? If a bomb was to go off, it's going to, if it's a 10K T nuke, it won't level the entire city, but it will cause significant damage, especially near wherever the blast site is, which means that around 75,000 to 100,000 people are likely to be already dead just from the blast itself, okay? And then anybody who was in a half-mile to a 1-mile radius of that bomb site, then they're going to be affected as well. So most of the buildings would be gone. Even if you're as far as a mile out, you're going to see the damage is going to hit that area between 1 and 3 miles out, right? It's called the light damage zone. So you'll see glass shattered, enough that's going to injure people, right? So if you don't, get killed or injured from the bomb itself, then you'll get injured or killed from the debris, because imagine the impact of glass coming at you, or bricks, or metal framework from a building, or a car coming at you at the velocity of what a nuclear blast would set it off, right? So I don't want to get graphic. Okay, you pretty much exploded or something, right? So you're dead. All right. So now the people who are outside of that particular radius, after the fireballs that are like hot as the sun, okay, pretty much have showed up about 5 miles out into the atmosphere. So now 5 miles out, you're going to see a lot of dirt and debris and collapsed buildings, right? So that's what's going to happen the first 15 seconds. From minute 1 to 15 minutes after this, you've got that much time to seek shelter. Okay? So you do not want to go wandering outside when all of the dirt and debris and everything is going on, because now the atmosphere is radioactive. And the particles that are radioactive are as small as a grain of sand or a grain of salt. And when it's falling back to the ground, it is causing poisoning to whatever is exposed to. So it's poisoning the atmosphere, it's poisoning the air, the plants, the ground, the things that it's landing on. If you're out there, it's poisoning you, right? And radiation poisoning is no joke, okay? You just shrivel up and die, and it'll be all this convulsions and foaming and stuff coming out. Like it's a horrible way to die. So you don't want to go out there purposely into a radioactive situation. Think of like Chernobyl, right? If you have seen the movies or whatever, or documentaries about what happened to those people when that nuclear facility malfunctioned and released the radioactive into the atmosphere, like Chernobyl was leveled. Those people died very miserably from radioactive poisoning and radiation. So And you still cannot go into that area today. And that was about, I don't even know, at least what, 40 years ago? You think? I don't know. I have to look it up. I don't got my dates together. But it happened a while ago. And you still cannot go into that area today without radioactive covering and suits because the land is still poisoned right now. So that's how detrimental radiation and nuclear bombs are, right? It's no joke. It's poison to your lungs. It's going to cause blistering on your skin. It's going to damage your bone marrow, the lining of your lungs, your intestinal tract. And then if you don't die, right there, then it's going to cause long-term effects like cancerous leukemia, right? So mind you, everyone around you is going to be panicking, not you. You're not going to be panicking because you were far enough from the blast that you were not hit by the debris and flying shards of glass and stuff like that. But again, you want to make sure that you're protecting yourself by, again, staying indoors in the center of office building or cement underground parking garage or deep in the bowels of subways. If you're like in the city like New York or Chicago, you want to go in the subways because that's underground. So be thinking about places now. Visualize places where you are, where you visit or travel to, of where you could protect yourself if this worst case scenario was to happen. All right. So minute 15 to 60 minutes in, you are set. You're inside of a nearby office building or you're underground. You are trying to figure out, what's the next course of action. You don't want to get radiation damage to you or to the ones that you love. You know that the stuff is falling, around you, and you don't want to risk being poisoned by it, okay? So what you would do to mitigate your effects to being exposed is you need to wash. So first you're going to remove your clothes and brush the particles from your hair. If you could take a shower to wash that stuff off of you, if you can locate water, then you could do so. So working to wash yourself off and get that stuff off of you, get the clothing off of you, get the stuff out of your hair, and get whatever particles may have potentially landed on your skin off of you, okay? So that's your focus, right? And so now that you are inside of this building or underground, you want to also make additional makeshift bunkers or apartments to further secure yourself, right? Because everything around you is going to be decaying very rapidly from the radiation. Listen, the fallout is going to have about half its energy is going to be maximized in the first 24 hours and given up to 80% of its energy over that time frame. So predicting where the radiation is being blown by the wind. So pay attention to also the wind trajectory as well, because that's where it's going to travel to. So again, you want to go away, stay away to protect yourself as best as possible. And fortify yourself again with concrete fortresses, bricks, and await for help to come and rescue you in something as tragic as this. Deloris, whew, child.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But basically, definitely prepare yourself. Keep your eyes and ears open at all time. And just be watchful. Have a safe place to go into. Stay put while things are going on until you hear like there's a release or a calm down of the atmosphere of what's going on the outside.
Absolutely. And I'm going to like change directions. Well, that was like a little like kind of real grim, like death and radiation and skin burning off and all these other things. But it is a real threat and a possibility for a lot of people. Now, in America, we think we just so protected, nothing can happen to us. But stuff can happen. Okay, stuff happens all the time, right? Stuff happens all the time. We're not immune to the things that are happening, the chaos that is happening and formulating in the world, right? And so this could quickly be someone's reality. So making sure, again, that you are proactive in preparing and protecting yourself and planning for the worst. Right? Hope for the best, plan for the worst. So that way you're covered. No matter what happens, you are covered. And just transitioning that to life, you're being at your life perspective. You know, expect the best, but plan for the worst, right? So what's happening in your life that you are not preparing for, that you are not strategically focusing on and creating a strategy so that you and your family are winning? Is your finances? Is it even before you get to your finances? Is it you, right? Is your mind so out of whack that you are not, you know, in the flow of anything? You're not in the flow of health. You're not in the flow of wealth. You're not in the flow of healthy relationships. Like, you are just out of flow because your mind is just jacked up, okay? And you're just causing damage and trauma all over the place, right? Because hurt people, right? And so focus on you first. Make sure that you are not a walking radioactive person or personality, and you are in it to win, that you are making preparations to make sure that you are solid in your belief system, solid in your mindset, solid in your heart set, solid in your health set, solid in your relationships, solid in your finances, so that you are a person of abundance. That when you come around, you bring atmosphere that is overflowing, that brings, you know, just wonderfulness to the people that you encounter. That when you come around, when you speak, when you are present, that you add value to every situation that you step into, right? Versus taken away and people like, oh, here you come, right? They make that say, oh, here you come, right? And y'all think people hating on y'all. Anybody hating on you? You, okay? You are traumatic, okay? People like, they got to go through therapy or whatever after you come around. So deal with you and your radioactive self. Deal with, because everything stems from you, right? So again, if this is not together, everything else gonna be jacked up. Okay. So we can't even tell you about how to get money because you ain't gonna be able to, you can't grasp it, you can't understand it because you're not together. So get together. Start here. Okay, let's fix this. This is one. This right here. Heart, mind. Okay. When you talking about your brain, you're talking about your mind.
That's right.
Right? Your mind, your heart. It's synonymous. It's one. As you think, so are you, right?
That is exactly it.
Get yourself together. Be strategic. Be protective because you have a legacy to secure. Forget the bag. The bag is a part of it. The bag is to secure the legacy, okay? You have a legacy to secure. So prepare, all right? Make sure that you and your household is taken care of, that you are paying attention, again, strategically about what is not being said. Again, because if something telling you, that's not the stuff you need to focus on. You need to focus on what they're not saying. Or the gaps in between what they're saying. And that's where you need to slide in, okay, with a solution for them gaps. All right? I hope that makes sense. We're going to go ahead and break for a commercial. That's what we're going to do.
Awesome.
All right, here we go.
Hey, great day, everyone. I'm Deloris Williams with CEO of Divine Connections. So excited. Want to personally invite you to Divine Connections 12th magazine anniversary. We're going to have vendors and speakers and sponsors and gospel groups, and we want you to be a part. So get your ticket before February 20th to get yourself featured in Divine Connections magazine. The link below, and I will see you there. That is Saturday, March 26th. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Awesome. So I am definitely excited about that. We are bringing women together to celebrate. And of course, it's after the February 20th, but you can still get your tickets at the website, divineconnectionsmagazine.com. I have about 24 vendors there. We have about 7 speakers. We have a couple of gospel groups and praise dance and moms. And we are going to give God all the honor, all the glory. And then we're going to celebrate women. We do a lot of things in the community. And so we're all coming together on that day, Saturday, March 26th, to give God all the glory and to share with the women and men invited as well about just life wisdom tips, things that people have went through, things they have accomplished, things they've come out of, testimonials, just dealing with life in itself and how they have overcame some of the things they have went through as far as life challenges, being a woman, living, and so when you go back to what she said about the mindset, we're going to talk about all of that and how we can basically come to the center of everything, focus on what it is that we need to do as individuals, as women, as mothers, as sisters, as aunts, just being the person that we need to be. And then first of all, mostly taking care of yourself, because if you can't take care of yourself, then you can't help anybody else. And that's in general, that's in life, that's in business, that's in church. So being the best person that you can be. And of course, with life, we have always learned different things as life goes on, and we go through our challenges, our good and our bad, but there's always a lesson with that as we go through our experience in life. And so the kids are watching, they're growing up. That's the next generation. And so you have to be particular of your actions, what you say, how you're doing things, and then also make sure that you are preparing them as well for the future, because there's a lot of things going on. But we know that you as a leader in the family, being a woman, can definitely make a major impact on decision making, on wisdoms, on things, on decisions that your kids make, or just your family and friends, because people are paying attention to you. And you just have to decide, what kind of person are you going to be? Are you going to be a positive person? Are you going to be a person that build on from your experience, whether it's good or bad? Are you going to stay in the negative mode? Are you going to be a business owner and tap into the greater one that's on the inside of you and build your business, build your legacy, and then teach your generations to do the same? And so we're going to talk about a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of connections going on there as well, a lot of networking. And so we want you to be a part if you're able, if you're in the area. It is in Hall River, North Carolina, which is right close to Burlington. And we're bringing in women, and we're going to dominate, and we're going to share and just be grateful for the opportunity to come together, especially during this time as COVID is kind of sort of doing whatever it's doing, because it's doing whatever it's doing. But we are allowing that time and opportunity for people to come in, to connect, to share their experiences and things they have going on in life, and encourage and empower one another so we can make it happen and dominate this world. And we're going to give God all the glory and all the honor while doing it.
Yes, and yes. Hallelujah. Okay. All right. So now that we on, hopefully we ain't scared you to death. All right. We want you to be scared. We want you to be prepared. We want you to think. We want you to have real conversations at home with your family members, and prepare them for potentially what's coming, right? Or could come,
That's right.
could happen, right? So it's not to scare you. It's not to traumatize you. It's not to, make you recluse and be like, it's to empower you. So I hope that you are seeing it that way. Be empowered to protect yourself and protect your family, and again, secure your legacy. Okay?
That's right.
Deloris, what else we got today?
Are we going to start something new, or are we going to end and start it later?
I think we'll go ahead and just end.
Okay.
This has been breaking news.
Yeah, so you guys have to catch the next
given them enough, right?
Great information. Yeah, we have great information, so you have to catch the next episode.
The next episode, absolutely. the next episode. All right. And if you want to know more about the story that we talked about today, where we were talking about how to prepare in case of a nuclear blast, again, that there's a video there that's 19 minutes long. You can go to our website at mexitverse.com, and you can not only catch news about how to prepare for a nuclear blast, but there are also a bunch of other empowering information, again, to prepare you in life, in business, in your health and your wealth, to protect you, cybersecurity, to self-development. Like it's real news, again, for real people for right now. We don't have an agenda at our news station, at our outlet. Our only focus is to empower you with the information and the implementation tools that you need for you to move from a place of poverty or the middle class, which is the working class, into the wealth class, so that you can secure your legacy. Because if you do not take your own future into your hands,
That's right.
then you just gonna get rolled over, okay? You're just gonna be utilized as a consumer, and all of your resources are going to be siphoned away from you, because that's what consumerism is. Okay. So now we're clear about that. We're going to go ahead and bid you adieu. We say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are in the world. If you want to check out some of our other episodes outside of breaking news, again, mexitverse.com, you can see more of our episodes. Until next time, bye. Hi, I'm Shaquita, brand ambassador for Dollar Bra Club. What is Dollar Bra Club, you ask? Well, it's where we send breathable bras directly to your doorstep for just $1. $1 a month. I said it. I know you're thinking, are our bras any good? Absolutely. It's better than how they made you think we went to the moon.
But we did, though.
Our bras won't give you 4 boobs.
Facts.
Definitely won't poke you in the side boobs.
Facts.
Won't give you those cone boobs.
Facts.
And you definitely won't look like your grandma.
Big facts.
Dollar Bra Club is as easy as putting a salad in a toaster.
What is that?
Do you really need to spend $150 on bras from big name brands like Lane Bryant and Victoria's Secret? I mean, only $2 of that goes towards making the actual bra.
Shots fired!
So stop stressing about where you're going to get that next good bra from, and start celebrating all of these hundreds of dollars that we're going to give you, because we're the DollarBraClub.com, and this is where we hot. Hey.
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot.
This is where we hot. Hey, this is where we hot. Hey, this is where we hot.
Any words you want to say?
We gonna be rich.